the Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 meeting of the Yamhill Economic Development Committee is now in session. And we have roll call.
Robert Davis here.
Oregon here.
Morrison here.
Joseph here.
Tyler here.
Ahoy. All right. Okay, so we have no, or is there anybody online for public comment?
I do not have anyone else online.
Okay. All right.
And thanks for hanging out without getting us all ill over here.
Yeah, I don't like to get anybody, just have a small little cold, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, feel
We
better.
appreciate it over here.
Yeah. Okay, so unfinished business, we have no unfinished business. And then moving on to new business. I had a conversation on July 12th with Evan West of the State Historic Preservation Office or whatever. Oh, I'm getting his name, or his position. Yeah. Oh, boy. It is, okay, Evan West, Oregon. Okay, he is the Survey and Inventory Coordinator of the Oregon Heritage Division of the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department. So we had a great conversation on the 12th, and I filled him in on where we were with the committee, knowing that you had information, that Robert had received from his predecessor.
Yeah, Robert
Ever.
Hogan, yeah.
Okay, and so we talked about the scenarios that we could have for our goals of claiming ourselves to have an historic district, or declaring the commercial business district as that. And so we talked through different scenarios, and he there's of course like the broader, bigger effort that we're probably not going to be doing, where we have to get like a consultant to do the survey work and get funding and all of that. And then for that, you would have to bring together property owners who are interested in creating a historic district and have them vote for the approval of that. And so that just is more complicated and a little bit different than what we have been discussing. He said, even so, it would be good to talk to the National Register Coordinator to kind of help. Her name's Caitlin, and he's did a Caitlin Abrams, and so he did a kind of a introductory email to her and me. I had to remind him about this, so I emailed him yesterday, and so he got back to me on this. So because of the holidays. But there was really no rush. So we can talk to her for some more like guidance and input. The other thing that he suggested, and he's also connecting me with this person named Kimberly Fitzgerald from the city of Salem. Anybody, you guys know her? That will ring a bell. So he said with Salem, they are a certified local government community. They did more of like an approach to recognize historic importance more at a local level as opposed to the national level. And he said that they have certain neighborhoods that are named, that they've deemed to be heritage neighborhoods. And so they have then like the local preservation code. So it really sounded like that ties in with the objectives of what we're trying to do here with this committee. And so he's going to do an introduction to Kimberly Fitzgerald from the city of Salem to help us understand what they did. And I guess in Salem, there's different neighborhoods with different kind of names. And I know that we're not going to do more than one area, but the approach that they did sounded similar. And he said that part of the thing that they did was they did some historic reviews done for certain buildings, just like we have had with certain of our historic buildings here. So That's what I got from him.
I think that's great.
So, he is happy to help further, but I think the next step would be I can connect with, Caitlin from the National Register Coordinator, just to get more input, and then Kimberly from Salem.
Cool.
That's my report there. Dustin, any questions or comments, or did you catch all that?
Yeah, sorry, I just have I muted myself as my dogs tend to make some noise sometimes. But yeah, no, sounds
Okay.
awesome.
All right. Okay. Moving along then, new business. Downtown tree project information.
Yeah, so moving forward, I met with Rob Sloan again, talking about what different types of trees and so forth that would be available. And then, so that kind of brought up the part of, so the next step in a lot of towns would be what types of trees and where do you put them? The spacing of the trees, right? So 15 to 30 feet is common. And then, so I guess my question for everybody here would be, who's doing that? Is that something that we want to do and present to council? Like we can go through tree inventories and decide. One of the things that was talked about by forestry department and Rob Sloan agreed with completely, especially because Yam Hill, I think we talked about this last time, is kind of an eclectic community. Don't match all of your trees to be the exact same thing.
Oh.
Make them different. And the reason is because the town's very different. And also the needs in front of each building is very different. Right? So in between the Sapphire building and A1 logging, there's a very large open space, which would be great for a larger tree. In front of the T&E, especially in front of Bob's antique side, with that awning, would require a tree with a very specific narrow canopy.
Yeah.
So there's some things like that that would have to be discussed.
And less leaves.
Yeah, and so that we have lists and lists and lists. And then there's actually, we could, if anybody wanted to, we could actually make a field trip out of it. There, apparently Hillsborough, there is the place that we would order these trees.
Oh, great.
And so you could actually go put hands on the trees and see what they look like and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So is that something that we would want to do as a committee here, is to kind of come up with those trees, what they look like? Kind of get the ideas going there and then just bring that straight to council? Or do we want to put together, because Angie will love it, as a whole tree committee
I know.
that gets to
yes, do we
learn and
need-
discuss?
Yeah,
I don't think
wondering-
it's that hard.
Okay,
I think it would be a good thing to walk with Rob maybe in the
Yes.
next meeting and just be like, because of this overhang, like select like 10 or 15 trees.
yes,
And then be like, this tree would work here well because of this reason, or this would be better here because of that reason.
yeah. And then with the building owners too, let them know too, that we're gonna be doing this, walking around if they wanna join
Throw in
in.
their 2 cents, sure.
You
I know the
maybe
Sapphire
that-
people, they love, there's pictures that we will see in a minute with trees in downtown, what it
Mhm.
will look like.
Okay.
And
Nice.
they were like, oh my God, that's so great. We want that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And have you talked to Bob?
Nope,
Bob?
Not
Okay.
yet. I do
Okay.
need to talk to Bob though.
Okay.
I could talk to Bob. I see him every day. He walks by my place.
Cool. Yeah, let him know that we want to
And
put
yeah,
trees in and we want him to be a part of the selection.
Okay, so you've got pictures to show us, so I won't start out.
Just kind of, we can just, and then, so I have questions for you guys. So I put together a small PowerPoint. This could be used for when we go to council. This could be used for if we need matching money for the grant, depending on how everything works out.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, it could be nothing. But it's a quick little PowerPoint that has some pictures in it. And then I do have questions on what other things you guys would want added into it
Okay,
to make our focus be what the
Okay.
committee wants as opposed to what I thought you guys would want.
okay. I think it would be very helpful to see the images that you have, so I can, then that might answer the questions.
Cool. We'll just go real quick through it, Angie, if you could bring that up.
Okay, give me just a moment.
Get my spectacles on, because I have not had any.
While you're doing that, I'll read the first one. So it's City of Yam Hill Street Tree Project, creating an urban forestry program. One of the reasons for urban forestry is it can create a line item in the general fund under parks, which would be forestry, which lends to more ability to get grant funding.
Yep.
So it can come from multiple areas. So if everybody's cool with forestry, I would leave that in and maybe use it more through the presentation.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you said that would then be
Yeah.
under the parks listing?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this would come under parks most likely. So there's a chance that we would have to, in order to keep everything square with the state and auditing, that every tree planted would become its own park.
Oh, we
Portland
love
did that with their tree that they put.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh,
the world's smallest park is one
Okay.
tree in Portland.
yes,
And there was a purpose for it, and I don't recall what it was.
okay.
So there's precedent for it, but I think that it easily will just fall under the Parks Department. And that's just how it's managed and funded.
Oh gosh, it's not working. On our end. Is it? Can you see it, Dustin?
Yeah, I can totally see it. I mean, I see the first slide, the City of Yam Hill Street Project, Street Tree Project, creating an urban forestry program. And I see the next slide says meeting program.
Okay, you're seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. Something is going weird. Hold on.
That's a fun idea. So if, are we thinking like one per block or sort of like, it just depends on the building?
I would think multiple in the blocks. The only thing when I've talked to people, because I've shown the pictures of several people just to see what their feedback was. Everybody said, don't put them too close to the edges, right? That's already in our code, right? The angles to be able to see the highway
Oh, God.
was their
Yes,
concern.
Yes,
So we'll make sure that they're set back far enough from the street corners
yes.
that nobody will ever be able to complain about that.
Mhm.
And then I would say, somewhere, again, 15 to 30 feet. And it would be dependent on what we want.
Mhm.
Are you not able to?
Just give me a second. I'm sorry. It's,
Oh, you're fine.
I didn't.
Are you able to see it on your screen?
It's doing some weird. Is he frozen? No, he's not.
No, I'm still here. I can't see the screen
Okay.
anymore. I just see the council.
Okay, just one second.
See, when she goes to, slideshow view, she could just show us the frames.
I can see it. That's the problem. That's
Well,
why-
I can go grab my machine and we can look at it here as a group if you want.
That's fine.
Or should we just stand behind Angie?
Hold on a second. Zoom. This is Zoom. Why is it not?
So I was telling you. So I got surgery in my right eye 3 weeks ago for far vision,
Okay.
and surgery in my left eye for reading. So that's called monovision. And so I can read this without my glasses now, and I can see the T&E sign and read all of that right underneath it. I've got 20/20 vision in both eyes now.
So they put in lenses.
Lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Now the lenses haven't completely seated because sometimes if I get the right light, I can see the edge of the lens in this eye, and especially this one,
I don't know why it's not showing.
but that'll all go away in about a month or two.
I'm just gonna grab my computer super
Yeah,
quick.
I don't know why it's not.
If you can see it, he can see it.
Can you see it, Dustin?
No, not anymore. I can just see the council.
Oh, my goodness. Weird, because I can. Okay, here we go.
And Angie, you could always just email it to me and I can look at it while you guys are looking at it.
Yeah, it's just not showing on the TV at the same time, and I think it's because The view's not looked up the way it used to be.
Assuming Murphy's Law would have that working perfectly when I got back.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing it. I mean, now it looks like it's started.
He can
or-
see it, and then we might be able to just watch it here.
Okay. I can only show it to one person at a time.
Today is not your day and tomorrow doesn't look good either. That's a motto I have in my recording studio. Sure.
Yeah, so I'll just click through.
Yeah.
With that, so with urban street thing, then the meeting program, it kind of just goes through the background and purpose of the street project, street tree project. Planning and selection of trees, then implementation, maintenance, strategies and benefits and impacts on the community. So then I just put in some pictures like that's the Gene Heinrich Park, and that's the beginning of the nature trail.
That's a big tree.
And that's Beulah Park. So the longstanding urban forestry commitment has been exclusively to our parks. But we do have plenty of trees and very nice trees, and we have to maintain them in our parks. And then the ecological improvements, the tree planting, social benefits, urban forestry, social cohesion, and quality of life for residents and so forth. Thought that was all right. Let's see. And then this would be the goals. And this is where I kind of had some questions on what you wanted to put in here. So just increase the tree canopy. The project aims to expand tree canopy coverage along city streets to improve urban greenery. I don't know if you wanted to mention more about economic growth. There's other things that are interesting for some of our counselors, for example, and Bob has been, planting of urban street trees creates slower traffic.
Oh,
It
yeah,
narrows the highway.
yeah,
And so I thought maybe we could put that in there if that was interesting to somebody.
definitely.
Gives us something to hang our Christmas lights on too.
It does do that.
Yeah, for the economic, to slow traffic down just because of just the nature of like would it be punched out? Like into?
Ours will sit right on the curb.
Okay.
So we'll
it's
have,
not.
we'll have the curb wall
Mhm.
and then literally the box for the tree
Okay,
is what we're thinking.
okay,
That's the
Yeah.
goal.
yes.
It's a
Now, there's
lot
an
like these
issue.
pictures or this picture, right?
What's that?
It's a lot like where you're talking about the curb wall. Like if you look into this picture that you posted
Yep,
or you have
exactly.
on this, it's right on the curb.
Right on the curb.
Cool.
So then one of the ideas that we were talking with Rob about was watering of these trees for the first, depending on the species, 1 to 2 years is 10 to 20 gallons of water a day when it's not raining. So one of the ideas was Carlton did this in front of their city hall is they had a water fountain put in. So it's a foot pedal operated. It's kind of cool to have one for your pet.
Oh, nice.
But by doing that, then you have a water line in the street that's maintained by the city. And in between each street well, you can actually have an underground water line.
Oh.
So it would on a timer water your trees in the summer to avoid public works having to come over and take care of that.
Okay,
So what you would do is so you have your curb and then the next section in would be cut out with a concrete saw and destroyed. You'd lay the water pipe into that and then you would set the decorative bricks back in.
okay.
So you can always have easy access to it. The other thing it would do is you can run electrical conduit
Yeah.
so that we can have power for Christmas lights and other things that we would want to do.
Mhm.
But the other thing that this does after the trees no longer need the water, we still have water in the ground for their hanging street baskets.
Yes,
So if we
Okay.
can get the funding for it, that would be kind of cool. So I think that should be included in here at some level.
Mhm.
Let's see, so if we move on to the next one, so this one's cool because this is downtown Yam Hill as it looks now. And then the next one is with it, if it had trees,
That-
right? Isn't that cool? I mean, that changes the whole
Oh my
thing, right?
gosh.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, that's rad. That's awesome.
And then, let's see it. This one unfortunately came out very grainy. This is Maple Street. But if it had trees, how it softens and changes everything.
Gosh, so much better. So much better.
And the next one would illustrate a little bit more about, so this is a picture of the bank building. But with trees, and especially even when they're little,
Yes.
it still changes a lot
Yeah,
and softens and kind of brings about
yes.
like a more desirable place to hang out.
Yes,
Right?
totally.
And then you can see the little square cutout there.
Yeah, okay.
So then around those cutouts, we would actually have brick that would extend considerably away from it
Okay.
to manage the roots, the trees that we're looking at.
Loose brick and sand.
Yep, exactly. The trees that we're looking at will be set into baskets that direct the roots directly down
Right.
underneath, down into native soil. So underneath all the overlayment that creates the base for the highway and the sidewalks. Although some roots will still grow at the top, but the trees that we're selecting from won't mind so much, so to speak, if you remove those upper roots.
Yeah.
So we can go out, remove the brick, cut away the root, and then reinsert
Yeah.
Yeah,
to keep the, our sidewalks are very narrow for street
and
trees.
before we cut into the sidewalk and whatever, we'll need to get, locates done.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yep,
Make sure we're not cutting into somebody's sewer or somebody's water line.
right, because it's ours. All of that's ours. We gotta pay for it. So those pictures I thought were, that's kind of a good selling point, and the pictures will improve because we can actually, at some point, we can insert what type of tree. we want.
Yeah.
So we can see exactly what it will
Uh-huh.
look like. Although my AI skills may not be at that level yet. Community motivations, so,
Oh, so exciting.
yeah, I mean, so on this one, and again, just fire out whatever you guys think that would be important to include. So this is kind of the motivations is improving aesthetics and creating inviting public spaces, then a few sentences afterwards about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does anybody have anything they would like to see added to that?
Okay, so public.
Or I can send this to everybody and then you can send it feedback back through Angie, I think.
Yeah, I think like the shade for the foot traffic, you know.
Yep.
You know, encouraging people to walk down to the downtown businesses.
Yeah, I mean, all of that economic.
Just
stuff that
expand a
we-
little bit more on some of that stuff. Yeah.
And that's some of the stuff that like. Designed like, yeah, if you want to send it, because I have notes just from the stuff that we had talked about previously over
Okay.
months too, that like the benefits of.
and the fact that we're adding cleanliness to the air.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think that's listed in there somewhere.
It might also hide.
And then
some
do
of
we
the-
have,
Most pedestrian friendly development.
do we have the dimensions or how far on both sides we're gonna put trees? Do we know like the area where we're doing this?
So my thought would be that we would go between, so that would be First Street and Main Street would be the first block. Right in front of the T&E, A1,
That makes sense.
and
Mhm.
obviously it would be on the T&E side. That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, because we
again-
don't have, I mean, like that house is in the commercial zone. We don't need anything there because nothing's there.
Right,
And there's no power lines on the T&E side.
that is true. Which that makes that very helpful in the tree
Yeah.
selection and so forth.
And
But it would be nice to have it in front of this vacant lot too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And I was looking at a city the other day, I was driving through, and these trees were so tall, but they were thin. They went straight up practically. I mean, there was none of this outward stuff. It just went straight up and I went, wow.
And it was in the
35
city, like downtown kind of a thing?
Yeah, they had them stacked along. There must have been 50 of them in this town. And they had them, about every couple of 100 feet. They had them stacked along. And I looked at them and I thought, of course, this is winter time where all the leaves are practically gone, you know, but I looked at them and I went, oh my God, this thing is so vertical, you know?
Yes, with those themes, yeah,
The trees I bought for my side yard were supposed to hit a height of 28 feet maximum.
Yeah.
Evergreen. So I drove to Washington State, in the middle of Washington State, to buy it because I went to a Portland, yard and garden show. And this woman swore up and down these trees would not get any taller than 28 feet. When they got to 45 feet, I brought an arborist out to take care of that
Yeah.
issue.
So, and then the thing is too, because of that, street trees automatically have, there's a time that starts the day you plant,
Limit. Yep.
right? So at 20 years likely would be the outside edge.
Got it.
They would have to be replaced because they get too big, they'll outgrow their area, they'll
Yep.
destroy sidewalks.
Yep.
The great thing about using multiple species, many things, but one of them being the replacement rate does not have to be exactly the same year. So you can replace as you go,
Right.
some sooner, some later. And then the other one, the reason for diversifying like that is because it will look right in our town, I think. But then it also, if there's disease or anything, like the ash beetle, which is just arriving here now.
Yes, yeah.
They planted streets of ash all through Chicago, and they were like 50-foot tall, beautiful canopy trees. And in 2 years, they were completely all dead.
Yep.
Like everything's gone.
Yeah, okay.
I have boring beetles in my arborvitae, half my arborvitaes. I even replanted 16 new arborvitaes after taking out the old trees, and they even got infected by this boring beetle.
Huh.
And I even sprayed for this boring beetle and it didn't stop it, so I don't know.
So we have with Oregon Department of Forestry, what are their names? The Allisons. There's two of them, they're both named Allison. They said that they will come out and help us as we need.
Yeah, we're definitely.
To maintain the trees as far as that goes, if there is like the emerald ash boring beetle that's arrived now, there's techniques that Carlton's using actually, because they have a lot of those in their park.
Okay.
Where you can actually inoculate your trees. And-
All right.
Right, so you're gonna lose some, but you don't have to lose all of them.
So what, or maybe your slides will answer this, but as far as like the
We-
timeline and the cost, like, so how do we?
I think we're on, like, I think I've got 15 up right now.
I can't see what page it is.
Oh, so it would be involved, it was the two hippies with the green shirts. Involvement of experts and community input. Yeah,
Oh, I see him.
is that something that you think that we need to take, I mean, we can bring this in front of council and then. We could have a public comment period if somebody wanted to say something about trees. Cause you're gonna get the people, right, oh, there's gonna be leaves or there's, right, we're not picking
Yeah.
fruit trees. We're not picking particularly messy trees, but yes, there will be leaves.
There always will be leaves. Even an evergreen tree has a certain amount of leaves.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worth the price of the tree. I mean, raking leaves is worth having.
Yeah.
Trees in your yard.
And it's not like there's gonna be a ton, even if you went at the 15-foot, you're looking at what, 6 trees in front of in that block, I would guess.
And all we have to do is make sure that the leaves get out into the sidewalk, because once a month, we have a street sweeper that comes by and sweeps our streets.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though-
No. didn't know that.
We have to by law.
That's cool.
Sure, that they're meant to sweep up the leaves, though.
I mean, we could ask them if there's leaves in the street, what do they do?
Yeah.
I know that it's different in McMinnville,
We
for
would have
example,
to
where
look
they have
into
their
that,
public
yeah.
works comes and scoops them all up.
Right.
But I don't know that we're looking at the same kind of leaf production. I mean, those trees that they have down there are 40, 50 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. Lots and lots of leaves.
And these are gonna be like 12 feet tall. To start. And apparently, yeah, we can get them at a very good price from this company and
What's the name of the company?
I would have to double check with
Okay.
Rob. It's like Schneider or something.
Okay.
But they sell medium-sized trees that are designed, so I guess there's ways to remove trees from the ground that make the planting better if you leave them in a pot. The roots will tend to coil around the bottom of the pot that creates some memory for the roots. And
Mhm.
even when you put them in their new home, they will still coil their roots. But so these are
Oh, okay.
designed for municipalities and designed not to do that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So, and again, we could go one or all or whatever on a field trip to go look at them, or we don't have to. I just don't know, like with the rollout of this, I don't know if anybody that's gonna be mad about putting trees in, but somebody will.
So as far as the timing too.
Yeah.
Because like. This is the time of year probably to plant trees, right? But are we,
Spring,
is it spring? I thought it was like. Winter.
winter is where you put the bare roots in,
Okay.
but you put living.
Oh, yeah,
trees.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
So will we be, yeah, I was thinking bare root because that's what we did on our property. So is there any chance that we can actually get this going in time to get this?
For next. I think that if we made the right efforts and Walt had success with his grant,
Uh-huh.
that we would have trees in the ground, at least on one block before the October pink out thing.
Great. Okay. So we're talking 2026. Oh,
I don't see why you couldn't. I mean,
okay. Great.
as long as you don't have a problem with ODOT,
Okay.
but you know, it
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem. One of the things that they're gonna argue is that our sidewalks are too narrow. You're supposed to have 8 foot wide sidewalks, ours are 5. The reason that they want 8 foot sidewalks is because of doorways, but all of our doorways are recessed and open into the buildings by 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same as Carlton.
And are you saying who's they? Is that ODOT? Okay.
and
But the cool
ODOT,
thing is ODOT's the one that's paying for it.
Uh-huh.
So I find that will be helpful.
Great. Okay. So what else you got?
Yeah, so and then we can send this out, so we can update these slides to meet whatever needs we have. Implementation and maintenance strategies. I didn't go too much into that. Site assessment. I mean, that's literally, I just love their photos. Where do we want to put them? Then the soil preparation, I left that alone as well, but so that's gonna be dependent on what we get when we dig in. If they put gravel underlayment, because some of our sewer lines are 8 feet deep on that street,
Mm.
then it could be 8 feet down of gravel, and that would not be ideal for the tree. So there's things like that we might need to be looking at, probably pulling the, I don't know if the city has, or if ODOT is the only one that has it was 2020, or excuse me, 2000, I think, when they put the new highway in. And then the optimal planting schedule, planting. That's something that Rob could help us out with. I planted trees that he helped me with out at the farm, some Japanese maples, and we planted them in August.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
All
and he
right.
goes, this is completely the wrong time of year. You better be real
Oh.
careful. And so we were down watering every day.
Okay, and they did all right.
And they did, boy, they looked
Oh, I
like
gotcha.
garbage,
Oh,
but they did very well.
okay. All right.
So there's that, and we can add to these things. And again, I think it's best that we'll just send this to everybody
Mhm.
and we can all meet again with notes.
Okay.
Does that work? Is that okay, Angie?
Sounds great.
And then Karen, maintenance, that's the watering. I thought this would be an ideal place to put in things like, the plan for underwater or automated watering. There are bags that can be purchased for like $80 that hold 20 gallons of water. So that would be like a daily fill, and so it's like a time release thing, but it kind of looks bad. It would be way
Oh,
cooler
yeah.
to have just pipes underground.
Yeah.
So we could add into that, and so moving on to the next one, they have a slide here. And this is kind of cool, I thought, for volunteer and city, right? Have people that wanted to help out, green thumb type folks that wanted to,
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know, maybe even help out with the water, and if we can't do the pipes.
right.
Or if that's just not something that we can afford.
Mhm.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if Bob could adopt one of the trees across this, right? Like, you bring the bucket
Yeah.
across a couple times a day.
Yeah,
and-
if you have local sponsors.
Yeah,
yeah, cause
And
we
then-
think of nothing to fill up a 5 gallon bucket.
and just, yeah, do it in the morning after breakfast, do it after dinner.
Yep.
Then there's this,
Downtown Association too, YDA.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a project that we definitely want to get behind.
so then there's benefits and impact on the community. So neighborhood beautification, increase property value, honestly. Encourage outdoor activity and fostering social interaction. I thought we could mention some things about business development and so forth as well in there. I thought it was kind of funny that AI, once it dropped in our trees, changed the name of the Sapphire Building to Coffee Lure. So I think maybe somebody should probably put a coffee shop in there. Or maybe not, since you're putting one in.
Yeah, someplace. We need.
And then there's just a conclusion, which again, we can add
Okay.
what we want into that. But I thought this one wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have handy when we went to council, or if we had to go in front of somebody that would hopefully write a check to us.
Yeah,
So, but I thought it was really cool just to get the pictures
totally.
of what that looks like. Cause I mean, to me, that's like moving back to the picture
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, without.
Night and day.
and then with, it's just so
Yeah.
much softer.
Oh my God.
It looks great.
But then if you go back to the without and you look on the very back corner, AI has dropped back in Pit Fido's gas station.
Oh,
Yeah, hold on. What page is it?
oh, wow.
That would have been
Uh,
6 and 7, the first two
Yeah.
pictures of the downtown. Or maybe that picture's just that old, I don't know.
It could, yeah.
That's
That
funny.
old. Cause look at Larson House.
Yeah, Larson House is still Zippy's. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it definitely changes the look of downtown. Even I think the best one was with the Berkshire Hathaway building,
Oh.
just with the little tiny trees. It's still so
Oh,
much
yeah.
better.
Mhm. Yeah.
Good spots for them too.
He even made that truck look nicer.
I know, right? I thought it was hilarious that there was a truck with greens in the back of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got a tree in the back of the truck.
yeah, he does. Stealing one of our trees.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I am with it. It's not obviously complete, but I thought it was a reasonable start. And then it's just an idea of like, how do we focus that to make it what we want as opposed to what I think you guys wanted.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
This is something where we would hopefully pull in people who'd want to provide input and excitement. And I think it's a beautification, enthusiastic thing that,
But when you show the pictures to me, like the guy that hates the trees all day long, when you see that, you're like, how can you not say that's better?
yeah.
So we're gonna have to come up with the alternative to those people. Something kind and generous and something to go, oh, yeah, I understand now, instead of you're thinking wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so then you have to, answer what their issues will be in advance, right? Because one of them's gonna be, what about the leaves?
Mhm.
Yes,
Well, so in McMinnville, for example, because I was elected to do that, at 1882, was the business owners are the ones that get rid of the leaves.
Mm.
You blow them out into the street.
go them out in the street, right?
So at that point, if it's on one block, I mean, we haven't talked to Public Works, but I mean, would Public Works be able to do something with those leaves? Do we have equipment that would do that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do we have, again, with the community volunteers?
Yeah.
It's October and November. That's the 2 months out of the year that it would happen. Is there a group of people or high school kids that would volunteer?
And I
To
have,
help remove
and I have
those
a
leaves.
gas leaf blower, so,
Yeah,
you know, wouldn't take me nothing but 15 minutes to walk down the sidewalk blowing leaves out into the street, you know?
yeah, and so if you had 8 guys like that just when it needs it, go
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
To have those questions answered in advance of the
Mhm.
objection.
Mhm.
Right, because who's gonna water them?
The volunteering adds investment, and adding investment adds, solidifies the fact that they're agreeing and helpful and helping it prosper.
Yeah.
And then one of the ones too, that I already know that will come up is, well, what happens when you plant those trees and we go into a water shortage and you're dumping 20 gallons on each tree every day? And so my farm's 3 miles away. We have our own well. We've never run out of water. And we have the 275 gallon totes that we
Yeah,
can bring in.
I've got 2 of them myself.
Yeah, so we could bring in our own water and take
Yeah.
care of it that wouldn't affect the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
So I mean, there's just things like that, but I think we can answer those. It's always good to have the answer to the
Yeah.
objection.
Yeah,
And I got a 2-inch trash pump,
There you go. That's great.
and I mean, it hogs water up in that.
Yeah.
excellent.
Cool. So I'll send that out to everybody and then we have to be careful about serial communication.
Yeah.
We can't build that ourselves, like, right?
Yes.
If you have anything that you need to send in, it would be to Angie.
Okay,
So if we then, so we receive this, and then is the objective then for our next meeting to come back with comments or give the comments to Angie?
Any notes
No?
on things that you would want added to the.
Okay, so
when are
review,
we gonna plan to take this to the council next month?
Well, so that's the whole thing, right? So we don't meet again until what, February 3rd? And so if we met then the council meeting would then be on the 11th of February.
Yeah, that's good timing.
So that's actually enough time to make any adjustments to it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
We could ask to put on the agenda already.
Yeah, so do you think, I mean, do you think we'll be ready? I think we'll be ready.
I think we'll be
Mhm.
ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna assist, I'm gonna have my helper called AI give me a hand with some of my
7
issues.
days before the council meeting?
Is it 7 days?
Yeah, that's the deadline. You guys would have to give it to me that day. To put it on the agenda.
I still think we can make it.
I don't think you can.
To provide comments to this slide deck, you think that's too much?
If you guys are putting it together the day that it's due to give to me,
No.
Cause it has to be turned in a week before the council meeting.
you have to turn it into me for me to get it on the agenda for the council meeting a week before the council meeting.
Would anybody be opposed to a work session the week before? For 20 minutes to sit down and compile the notes and go over it?
Nope,
No.
not a bit. I'm ready.
What day? I mean, I should be fine, but yeah, what day are we thinking?
Well, just maybe, could we do it the Tuesday before our regular meeting?
27th?
Or we could just can we move the February meeting a week up? Or what does that do to you, Angie?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly.
I'm open the 27th and or if that's technically the Tuesday before. So I'm good for whatever. Or whenever, frankly, those last 2 weeks of January, I'm pretty open.
Yeah, I'm good the last 2 weeks of January. Got lots of space. And even the weekend,
The 19th off, I have planning 20th.
19th is good, 24th is good, 25th is good, 23rd is good.
That's when I'm doing water shutoffs.
Okay, so we're talking the last week of January sometime.
So if we had a work session, Angie, is our policy say that has to be on Zoom?
Oh, that would be,
Work sessions are, if there's a quorum, there's a meeting.
Yeah,
So.
so
it
always
needs to
on
be
Zoom.
Public, yes.
Well, because I was thinking too, I mean, if you and I went over how to operate that for a work session, I might be able to run the meeting for you. Would that be
Yeah, we can
okay with you?
figure out- Yeah, can we just, can I look into it and we can?
100%, yeah, you can send an email out, we can just,
It's just on the fly, I can't
100%.
get my schedule and figure it out.
Somehow in my mind, I was thinking that we had a couple of days after we would have met, but it wouldn't be, it would be less than 24 hours to get it turned into you.
Mhm.
And a random question, do we want to already have the tree recommendations before we present to the council?
Yeah, so why don't I work with Rob on that? Maybe he can go through with me and I can send out what time works for him and anybody and
Cool.
everybody that wants to meet, we can just take a walk with Rob, just, maybe it's just the first block.
Yeah.
And, I'll pull and print the copies of the pictures of the trees
Yeah,
that he had mentioned.
yeah.
And so we can go and look and say, well, this would be this, and he can explain to us why. So that we could speak intelligently as to why we've chosen this for
Yeah.
I
that.
talked to Landauer tonight.
Do we wanna be sure about the funding too beforehand? Like the funding as far as, cause I think what Walt said with the money that's left over from ODOT, it's they usually have money to put into these projects after the TSP, like left over, like.
So I spoke to Walt about it, and what he said was to have the work done in advance is huge. See, because normally what happens is when you end up at the end of it, people are like, oh yeah, you know what, we like trees. But then none of the work's been done.
Right.
But when you know which tree, how
So
much,
you're
where
going
it
to
goes.
council with hey, we're gonna just have this all ready for you and we just want you to approve that this is good when the funding comes in.
Yep, and then here's the beauty of it, is that that means funding from anything else in the entire world that comes along.
Okay,
Right, whether it's Business Oregon or whether it's.
so not
doesn't have-
necessarily approval for the just go ahead, it's approval that you're okay with this when we have funding.
Right, yeah,
Okay,
so maybe to be able to seek direction from council to, either fund it through the grants that exist or start seeking grants
cause
to.
another thing that I was thinking is if you're talking about bricks that are, gonna be laid out and stuff, if people are wanting, I mean, do you think we get a lot of people that would be interested in putting their names on bricks on trees?
I would think so.
If,
Mhm.
purchasing bricks, as a fundraiser for this type of thing?
Or purchasing trees too.
Even purchasing the
Yeah.
trees, but yes, but the cool thing about the bricks, right, they're all engraved, you can put your name, your business, your whatever on them.
Mhm.
So when I looked into the companies that do that, they take a lot of money. They charge like $40 for the brick and you get like 10.
Mhm.
So, but looking into it, it's like Portland was making their own bricks. And so I looked into how to do that.
Oh.
And so it's like literally it's this nylon sticker that goes onto the brick, and then they hit it with a sandblaster of a certain pressure and so forth. I talked to Officer Livingston about it,
Oh,
who has
right.
the cutting devices for that. He goes,
Yes,
oh yeah, I could totally do that.
hot
So
dog.
we could
Okay.
be into the bricks like $5 a piece, sell them for 40, and then have 35,
Fundraising,
right?
yes.
as opposed to giving it all to a fundraising company,
Yes.
because we're broke.
Mm.
I mean, not broke, we
Shay,
have no
right.
tree fund. We have no street tree fund.
How long did you say that we have to water them 20 gallons a day when it doesn't rain?
So depending on the tree for the first year or two.
Is there a way to forecast like a rough out? I mean, obviously we'd have to like look at rain table, all those stupid things. But so if the water was already underneath, like we were saying, like, so you're sponsoring trees, like could we go to other businesses and say, hey, we want to sponsor a tree, and that is like almost the water fund for the tree? Does that make sense? Like instead of people hand watering, right?
Yeah,
If we had the water underground
yep.
and we
Which
just
would be
had to
ideal.
get it paid for. I mean, right? Like if we just got it, if the sponsoring of the tree or if the bricks or whatever it is funds that first year of however much, I don't know, 20 gallons, whatever that number is, right?
Yeah,
If as if a house was using it or whatever it is, whatever that number is, if we sponsored each tree that way, we could go to businesses and say, hey, you want to sponsor a tree, you want to, whatever that is. Because that'd be a real,
yes, you could, but the beauty of it is that it's a city water line, is that there's no meter that the city has to pay for.
okay,
Right, there's no
Gotcha.
water bill.
There's no water bill. It's just.
got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's the actual use of the water, right? It would be
Yeah.
really hard to tell. Ginny, she can't water her grass, but we're putting 20 gallons a day on each one of our
Yes.
10 new trees.
Yes,
People frown on that.
yes.
But the
Yeah.
cost of it would be
Yeah,
zero.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well,
it's treated. There is.
yes, I mean, we spent the money already to treat the water, but. And then really the other thing is. And I'd have to, well, there's the purple pipe project. Where it's water from the end of the lagoon right before it gets dumped back into the river. The water is clean
It's clean.
out of this,
Uh-huh.
that it would be good for watering trees with. So that could be a potential, another option for if we had to hand water,
Yeah.
if we couldn't fund that.
Mhm.
Although, I mean, some people may see that as gross.
But is it rich with nutrients?
It's
Sure.
purified water.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I have for trees. Right now.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you for the feedback on that. I'm excited that you guys want to help with the
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
tailoring of this
Great
thing.
PowerPoint and pictures, though. I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Thank you for saying.
And again, the Yamhill Downtown Association, I think this is a wonderful thing that we might want to get, I mean, definitely are interested in. And so I will bring this up at the, at our next meeting.
Cool. And then, yeah, so the whole PowerPoint, I don't know, when I send it, is it something that people can adjust in their own system?
What?
Oh, never, I'll talk to you about it later. It's the details of PowerPoint on how to.
Assuming we all have PowerPoint and you make us editors, I'm assuming it would work just
Yeah.
fine.
But then you'd have to then.
But then I was just thinking about you have so many different copies of the same thing, it might not be a great
Yeah, I
idea.
think it's better.
Yeah.
Give,
Yes, right, all in out, like,
yes,
slide one,
yeah,
this,
Right.
two.
yeah.
So, on the membership information update, I was, going through resolutions and noted that when the resolution was amended, the original, resolution had about 7 members on it. And included the city planner, the public works supervisor, all of these different, members. And when I amended the resolution, I took a lot of those, people off and as they weren't necessary to everyday business, and put them as people we would call in as needed.
He's also having to pay those people to be here.
Correct. Because it had 3 residents, I just filled in with 3 residents. I did include a YDA member, and so it was down to 5 rather than 7 members.
Mhm.
So last month, when we were discussing adding more people, or we're still looking for more members, we were all sitting in there thinking we still needed more members. We're actually a full committee. But Jenny had said she had someone who may be interested, and I hate to be turning away people that want to volunteer. So I'm wondering, is that something we want to have somebody come in and participate maybe, and not just be a voting member at this point until it came a time when somebody's term was up and maybe they could apply at that point? Or is it something we just want to say, there'll be an opening at a later time when the term is up, or?
So my neighbor and friend, Mary O'Malley, lives on Adcock Road, and in fact, she has a lot of trees that she's put in, but I asked her,
Okay,
because I thought we were looking for people, so I was like,
Mhm.
oh, she'd be a great one to
Yeah.
ask. And so she was like, yes, except I can't come to the Tuesday meeting, but she was interested and,
Mhm.
and so then I filled her in on, the change and I said, you're welcome to come. We don't need like a member, but you're welcome to come and participate and, and so she said that she's totally fine with not, like, she was gonna do it because she thought it would be good to be helpful.
Mhm.
But, I think for something like the tree project, she would be perfect to like just come
Get
help or
input.
get input. And so I think we're fine with that. And so there's no concern with having to, like, I've already let her know that we don't need anybody, but it wasn't her coming to me. So
Okay,
it was
all right.
me going to her.
Okay, so I just wanted to explain that.
Thank
There was a
you.
little
No, that's
confusion
good.
on it, because I was thinking we needed more people too, because we were
Yeah.
been looking for so long, but at some
Yes.
point, when we changed it, we added it to a council person and a staff liaison rather than a city administrator, and I think Shay kind of filled in for the council, but I don't know if another counselor is going to volunteer at some point, or if you're just gonna be on all the committees now.
Job here on
Thank
this
you.
committee.
Thank you.
I think you should.
I'm enjoying it, actually, so I would like to stay.
Good.
But yeah, and then one of the things we talked briefly about was, because of the way this committee was created, and then there would be term to this, right? The entire committee started at the same time, and we didn't ever decide who would be the first one that would be up for renewal. So it's better to have two people that come up or one person that comes up and then offset it. So you
Oh.
always have a person that is remaining behind.
Oh, yes, that's.
So that
good,
way you
yeah.
don't end up with a brand new committee that has no idea. And then they will end up doing all of our work that we've already done again.
Yes. Okay,
So that could be something maybe between now and the next meeting that we think about. Cause right, it would be Angie,
So what I did was
we
I
won't
made,
accept her letter of record or resignation, so she'll be here forever.
I,
I will be replaced at some point by election likely. But so it would be Bob and Dustin and you,
yeah,
right? The
Yeah.
volunteers.
right, so I have Bob and Jenny as starting when the resolution, the original resolution was created.
okay,
And I know that you guys had a committee prior to that, but it wasn't a technical, until that resolution was created, it wasn't under the city committee. So I can consider that the beginning of your guys' term, and I think Dustin came in February, so that's what I counted as his beginning term. And then council and staff is just by way of what our job is or what we do here. So, I put those beginning terms in. So I can tell you when those terms are, so we know when up. It's 2-year terms, and then I'll let you guys know when those are gonna be up for renewal, and you could reapply and we'd start advertising again. We do, per the resolution, at the first meeting of every year, which is this
Right
meeting,
now.
we do elect a chairperson to be, the head of the Economic Development Committee. So at this point is where we would take nominations. And I think Jenny's doing a great job, so I would like to nominate Jenny to continue as chairperson. Does anyone else have any
Gordon, second.
nominations? Oh, I was gonna see if there was any other.
You made a motion.
Oh, all right, I make a motion.
Yeah.
I felt like you did.
I'm making a nomination.
I heard
Yeah.
it. Cause, nobody's in a better position than she is right now anyway.
thank you, but I could slide down a chair and then we'd be in different positions. But no, thank you.
Do you,
I would accept the nomination.
okay,
Is this a 1 year?
it would be a year, it would be a
Every
year.
January.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I think for 1 more year I could handle it.
Okay,
We would need a vote.
Okay, so do I say? Do I just say that?
so are there any other nominations? Cause I don't wanna.
Oh,
deal with-
yes.
If anybody else has
Oh.
any other nominations before, are there any other?
Justin,
No,
Okay, so, a vote on Jenny as the chair for another year?
Robert, I.
Corey and I.
Fowler,
Joseph,
aye?
I.
All right,
vote for myself.
You should.
congratulations.
Jenny, I. Morrison, I.
You are chair again.
Thank you, thank
You
you.
get a new chair. No, you get an old chair. of a
Sorry,
new
we don't have new chairs.
A special coin
new
or
chairs, chair.
anything, commemorative coin or
You get the same chair you used to get.
okay. Thank you, I accept.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my neighbor Mary, she said then when it's the 2-year, when it's September,
When it comes up to let her know, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she could
Okay.
always come to the meetings and participate at whatever level the chair
Yes,
allows.
and I'm going to encourage her to do that,
Yeah.
and again, especially with, at her place, they've put in all of these, oak trees that are inoculated with truffle spores, and so then they've got and then they have a truffle hunting dog, Bimo, who he's learning to be a truffle hunter, and so this is
That's
gonna be
cool.
like, February is gonna be their first probably season of doing it, but they're really, they have all kinds of stuff planted on their property too, and like edible forest stuff, and anyway, she's great, so as far as trees and stuff, she would be perfect.
And then there was also, as we move forward, and who knows if there's another committee that ends up showing up from the forestry end of this thing. But, and I can't remember his name, off Elm Street, Walter. He has redone his entire yard with native indigenous plants
Ooh.
and was very excited to help, starting this summer, with the nature trail, returning that to completely what it should be.
Oh, gosh, that's great.
And also on the nature trail, Councilman Askey found a beaver that is cruising through there. And we would like to, I will forget to say it otherwise, to have put on the agenda for council, that the beaver's name should be Jeff, as a proposed by Councilman Askey.
My name is Dave.
Yes, so we can put that on there to discuss the naming the beaver.
Jeff the Beaver. All right. got it.
And hopefully it doesn't cause damage and have to be, we can encourage them not to flood our park.
Beaver. He could be our mascot.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, okay.
We will have video available for the meeting as well of Jeff swimming.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna reach out
gosh.
to him for a council report right away.
Yes.
Found.
We love taking down trees.
Yeah.
Oh, and then just an announcement quickly, because you guys are all on a committee that does advise the council. It is requirement of public meetings law that you all take the government ethics class on public meetings law
Okay.
Yeah.
once in your term, once every year during your term. And so because it's January, it's a new year, it's on the government OGEC website, and I can send you all a link to it. I
Okay.
think you can take an online class, and they do have local or different classes that you can go to in person if you prefer that as well.
Okay.
And if you need any help, let me know.
Yes, please, thank you.
Thank you.
In a strange development, I took that class in October, at a convention. And they used to give you a certificate that shows that you'd completed the course, and apparently in a cost cutting effort, they promise up and down that you literally screenshot the class that you're taking.
Oh,
And so when they come to you and say, please prove it,
oh my gosh.
that you would need, just be prepared to do that wherever you are with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, don't leave your phone outside of your area.
Okay, but we can take it online.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Wonderful. That sounds like a,
And it's not every year, right? It's just once per term.
Once per term.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, terms are every year, right?
Every 2 years, I think.
Every
it is.
2 years.
Every 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Okay.
I haven't taken it, so I'll take it for sure.
I'll double check that. Now you got me questioning it.
Okay.
If I got it right.
Okay. Wow, this was wonderful. So our next meeting, February 3rd, 3 p.m.
Unless the,
Oh, right,
But we,
except for our
We're gonna do a
work session.
I'm hoping for a quick work section, and I don't think it would be a long one, and I think that we can, let's try, if it's, everybody's cool with it, let's try to find a way to excuse Angie from it,
Yes.
Mhm.
because she has a lot of other things to do, because
voted by Angie.
you know, most court or city reporters only do the meetings and the minutes.
Good,
She does.
She does everything.
1,000,000,004 other things and all this. So I would like it if we could keep her happy with the
Yes.
amount of meetings that we
Yes.
have,
I agree.
as opposed to cringy.
That would be great.
Yes, because we
Okay.
really like you and your help.
Very, very nice.
Okay, yes, whatever it takes.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, I move that we adjourn.
Second,
Nothing else.
Our
Let's adjourn.
meeting is adjourned.
yay.
That's